What's up, Miss Brown? How you doing? Welcome to the bowling alley.
This is, thank you for having me. This is unbelievable,
Yeah,
like so professional.
yeah, this is really cool. Like, I'm kind of in awe of everything we got going on right
Me
now.
too. I feel important. I
Yeah.
feel like somebody right now.
Well, you are somebody. You are the athletic director of Cameron Middle School. So, thank you for joining me. You've been with Cameron for a very long time, like
13 years.
13 years, and you were an English teacher, intervention. You did interventions, and then you stepped into the athletic director. When did you
Right.
become the AD?
5 years ago, it was right before COVID, which is weird because I got the job and then it was like there was no athletics. So I didn't know what to do. Like it was weird.
So that was my one of my questions was like because you had girls that went through Cammers sports like field hockey, and you've seen it what it was at the pinnacle, and then COVID happened, and we just kind of the world shut down. Are we still seeing the effects 5 years later of coming out of that with athletics at our school?
In certain sports, yes.
Okay,
Field hockey took a big hit, lacrosse took a big hit. Um, we just had kids who were used to being at home and not engaging in anything, so they weren't coming back in the numbers that we had expected. Now I think we have a lot of sports that are, I mean, our boys basketball program, we had 62 boys try out for basketball. We had 43 girls try out for volleyball, so we're picking back up a lot. Field hockey, we're still light. Lacrosse, we're still light. And I don't know if that's just the sport, but
I mean, but when you look at sports, like they shifted certain sports from spring to fall, like baseball, softball. But they say lacrosse is an up and coming sport. So, and I know we have a good group of girls that are trying to
yes.
get lacrosse back up and running. So, that's going to be amazing. I wish we get boys lacrosse back up in the next couple of years because I know Ballard and these other schools depend on our kids
Right.
to come over.
I'm
So,
hoping boys lacrosse will grow. I really want to market it. The Ballard coaches are begging for our boys to play, especially our eighth graders to go up and play for them. So we'll try to build that program. Girls lacrosse this year, we actually have a coach for the
that's
first
awesome.
time in, gosh, I don't know how many years. So we will have a girls lacrosse coach, and we should have enough for a team. So that's great.
That's awesome. That's one sport I don't really, I coached lacrosse, I played lacrosse, but the girls' side, I'm very interested to see how that goes because it's a completely different set of rules. But I know they're super pumped and
Yeah.
excited. So, how much time do you spend? Because there's 24 hours in a day, and how many hours do you spend a week with your job?
I'm really scared to add that up. It's a lot. I will be very honest that it's a job. Uh, it's more than one person can handle, obviously, which is why I brought you on
Right.
board. Ms. Corrigan was so nice to have you come on board and help out because it's just too much. We are the number one middle school in JCPS with our participations. We have more kiddos in clubs and sports than any other school. So when you have that kind of participation, it's more than a full time job. And I would say I pull 13-hour days easy.
Okay.
Some days are 15 hours. It just depends on the season. Fall season now is crazy. I think we have something like 9 sports
Because that's baseball,
in
softball, and
fall.
all
Yes.
volleyball and stuff like that.
Yes. Spring sports is actually our lightest. We just have soccer
Okay.
and lacrosse, which is nice. And so this is the time of year that we start winding down a little bit. But no, it's busy.
How do
It's
you?
a lot.
But how do you balance it? Because you have two girls. I know they're both married, so and they're older. But you're married. You have your dogs. Like
Yeah.
how do you find that balance too?
It's
You know.
hard. I haven't yet. I've been doing this 5 years now, and I'm just now feeling like I'm getting better at it. But it is hard, when there's. I, I, my husband's always like, "Put your phone down. Why is your phone going off? My notifications." And when I'm off the clock, so to speak, and I'm at home, we still have people using the gym, and we
Yeah.
still have people in and out of the building, and we still have kids being transported back from Norton track facility. So I have to be accessible and available all the time. So I never feel like I'm completely off work, except for Saturdays and Sundays.
And with that though, you have to trust other people to do their jobs. So your job is to hire and get parents and coaches to lead these programs. How do you choose the right fit? Because for our basketball program, it's an elite program right now. We look good. I've watched a couple of their games, and they've got a great coach. But how do you ensure that Tyrese comes back the next year so to help build the program and doesn't, go on to bigger and better things
Right.
like Jameel? I'm just gonna throw that out there,
You're gonna diss Jamil.
No, I mean I miss Jameel. Like he was a
know.
great coach, but he moved up to.
Right.
So how do you keep coaches coming back?
And this goes back to the hours that I spend. I do a lot for our coaches. Most ADs, they hire the coach, they kind of oversee the program, but they really let the coaches run everything. I don't do that here because I want to keep good coaches, and it's a lot what they go through. So I try to do as much as I can for them. So I run the parent meetings, I do a lot of the communication, I handle all of the physicals. I do the stuff that makes it really hard for a coach to stay because they're also working full-time jobs. They also have families and obligations and side hustles. And I mean, Tyrese and Jamal and Hannah, our basketball coaches are Rob and Marshawn, super busy. So I do a lot for the program in the hopes that all they have to do is run practices and coach. And therefore, hopefully, they'll have a great experience and they'll come back.
Yeah. So let me ask you about coming back. Have you ever had a coach where you've had to just reel them in, like in the middle of the season, say, "Hey, you have to
Yes.
tone it down. This is middle school. This not."
Yes.
And how do you? Because you want everybody to be competitive, but how do you maintain that? Because they're representing our school, like.
Right.
So, what's that like? What's that those tough discussions like?
So that's really what has grown me professionally is having to navigate and work through those hard conversations. And I just had to talk to Tyrese this morning about something that was not a major issue, but just something that was a concern. And I think it's just in the approach, and being open to hearing all the feedback. I get a lot of feedback from parents. I get feedback from students. I really go to the students first and ask about their experiences and what's going on. I listen to the parents and obviously respond to them. But really just being fully invested, but also very honest and open because, everybody's got an opinion
Right.
and everybody's got expectations. But at the end of the day, yes, I'm one of the most competitive people and I want us to be amazing and I want us to win. But more importantly than that, I want us to be respected in the community. I want people to be like, oh my gosh, those camera parents are awesome in the stands, or those camera kids, they sure do have sportsmanship down. I just want us to really excel in that area because those are life experiences.
Yeah.
Those are life goals. Like that will go through you the rest of your life if you know how to handle losing and how to handle conflict. So that to me is way more important, and that's really the focus. If you have that, the winning will come.
Because at the end of the day, end of the season, only one team raises the banner. So
Right.
you have to be able to grow even through the losses. So
Yeah, like our girls team right now.
Yeah.
They're really struggling. They're learning and growing. They're having a lot of new players that have never played before. They're trying to figure out how to play together. And everybody shows up and supports them. And this may not be a winning season for them, but there's so many other good things that are coming about.
and if you get that retention where it's the first time player, and yes, they may take their losses, but they're like, wow, I really do like basketball. Then they go to summer camps and learn the development, the skills, and they come back the next year,
Right.
and they build the team around them. So, what is your vision for Camera Athletics and clubs for the next, 20 years while you're still here? Because you're not going to retire. Like,
Are you saying?
no, but
Wow.
I mean, like, what sport? Like, I know you sent that survey out, like, about clubs and sports. What's next? Like, what's the next? I know we have wrestling possibly coming, but
Yeah.
I saw the bowling. They're bowling or esports. Like, esports is huge.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up because esports and then some of these other sports like bowling, kids are getting full rides to college coming out of high school because they were on a bowling team.
Yep.
And they can bowl.
Yeah.
So our cooking club that we're starting,
Yeah.
we had 73 kids sign up for cooking club.
Wow.
So that's obviously something that kids are interested
Yeah.
in. So I'm going to take about $1,200 of the walkathon money and
Okay.
throw it into setting up a kitchen or a cooking lab
Okay.
for our kids with all of the equipment so we can grow that. I really want to grow more of our clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Our sports are fantastic, adding wrestling, hopefully boys lacrosse one day, adding bowling, that would be great. I want to get our clubs and our activities kind of up with our athletics because we have a lot of kids who just aren't interested in athletics, but they have all these other creative interests.
What percentage of our students do you think participate in a club or activity? Do you think it's 75, 80%, or is it a little lower than that?
We are, if you throw in the events like the kickball
Yeah.
tournament, our trivia night that we're going to have
Right.
in January, if you add in that data, we're at 89% of our student body
That's amazing.
participating in something.
That is absolutely amazing. And I feel like that's why our retention, and when you go out in the community, people are like, oh, I've heard of Camera. I know
Yeah.
my kids do this, my kids do that, or do you know so-and-so? So I think that's amazing. So, well, I appreciate it, Brown. Like, thank you for coming on the bowling alley and just talking to me about all
Am I the
this.
first guest?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, this was fantastic. You know, I'm gonna follow up with Tyrese and get him in here for just, you know, a little mid-season basketball. But, you know, I appreciate it because you kind of taught me some stuff I had no idea about. Like, get some sleep and take your husband on a vacation. Like, you work 13 to 15 hours a day. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
You deserve a break.
I
Because
love this school though.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, both my kids went here, as
Yeah.
you know. And this is my community. I live a half mile down the street.
Right.
This is my home away from home. So I have a vested interest in it. And that's why I work so hard because I want it to be the same place if my girls were still coming here and still here, or my colleagues' children were here.
But you know, I have a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old who don't go to, obviously they don't go here. But when my 4-year-old rolls in here, or my 9-year-old rolls in here, and she's been coming in here for years, like, they love coming in this place. They love talking to the kids.
good.
And, you know, so I think that's amazing that we have that type of welcoming community, and, you know, speaks volumes about our students, our families, everybody who's involved. So we're going to keep growing it and doing the right thing. So, but once again, I do appreciate you coming on the bowling alley. And
Yeah, well, thank you for joining me this year. It's been it's been so nice.
it's
to
been
have a
exhausting.
partner.
I haven't even done much, like, but it is tiring. So bless your soul. Good gosh.
I'm looking forward to our trivia night.
That's gonna be so much fun.
super fun.
It is gonna be so much fun. The kids are gonna have a blast. I think teachers are gonna have a blast.
Yeah.
And the rumor is that Mr. Dries may take it down this year because he might be the smartest person in the whole building.
He is very intimidating.
Yeah, but not intimidating because he's mean, but just because he's
Yes,
yeah.
because he's so bright.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Brown. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.